What's going on, guys? My name is Matt, and a few months ago I helped my sister's fiance build a PC meant for editing videos. He builds custom quadcopters and RC planes and gets some pretty cool footage from them that he's wanting to edit together, as well as some other projects he wants to work on. This PC was built in May before Zen 2 was even announced, and because he didn't have a desktop computer to hold him over until then, and because he has multiple micro centers within 30 minutes of him, it made the most sense to not wait for Zen 2 and just build a PC then. There wasn't really a set budget going into this, but the goal was to get a PC with quality parts for a good value. Also, something to note is that all but one of the parts in this build is new, which I'll talk about later in the video. Another thing is that he wasn't interested in anything with flashy LED lights and preferred going with something more neutral. With all these goals in mind, he started picking parts, and I was also able to help source some from companies and from my personal collection. The first choice was picking a CPU, and because he wanted great video editing performance, didn't want to overclock out of the gate, and wanted a good value for the money, going with the Ryzen 7 2700X made the most sense. It was only about $25 more than the R7 2700 at Micro Center when the parts were purchased, so because of the price and the previously mentioned reasons, the 2700X was picked over the 2700. With 8 cores, 16 threads, and an unlocked multiplier, the 2700X is an amazing CPU, especially when you consider it was only $225 at the time of purchase. Sure, better Ryzen CPUs were recently released, but this build was completed multiple months before Zen 2 released. Like I said before, a lot of the parts were purchased from Micro Center. This meant that purchasing a CPU also allowed for $30 off the price of a motherboard. The board he went with is the Asus ROG Strix B450F. This board has a ton of features, will allow him to overclock in the future, and looks pretty good too in my opinion. It has multiple M.2 slots, 4 DIMM slots, and other nice features like a built-in I/O shield, which is something I like to see. This board works great with his current system and will allow him to upgrade to a newer Zen 2 CPU if he wants to later down the line. But I have a feeling the 2700X will work well for him for a very long time. Cooling the CPU is just the stock Wraith Prism cooler. This cooler works fine for the 2700X at stock speeds and can even handle a mild overclock. I really like all of the Ryzen stock coolers, and the fact they come bundled with the CPUs just makes the Ryzen value proposition that much better. For RAM, I was able to get him 16GB of Team Group Vulkan Z DDR4 at 3200 MHz. This is really good value for the money RAM, as 3200 MHz is kind of the sweet spot for price to performance DDR4. This is a 2x8GB kit, so it is running in dual channel operation. 16GB is good for entry level video editing, and I personally only have 16GB of RAM in my editing rig. With that being said, he always has the option of adding 2 more 8GB sticks down the line for a total of 32GB of RAM if he finds the 16GB to be too limiting. In terms of storage, he decided he wanted to pick drives in a way that would aid a video editing workflow. For his boot drive, he was originally going to have this Inland Professionals SSD, but for a reason I won't get into in this video, he ended up switching it for a Samsung 960 EVO 2.5-inch 256GB SSD. This works great as a boot drive and will hold all of his programs and some other frequently used files. Next, he wanted a fast scratch disk to edit off of that would store the video files and projects he's currently working on. What he went with is a 512GB Samsung 970 EVO NVMe SSD. This is a very fast and reliable drive that'll work great as a scratch disk. I personally use a Samsung NVMe drive as my scratch disk, and I really like it. Finally, he wanted some mass storage for large files he wouldn't be accessing that frequently. What he went with is a 2TB Seagate 7200 RPM mechanical hard drive. These drives offer a lot of storage at an affordable price and are relatively reliable. The combination of a boot SSD, NVMe scratch disk, and mechanical hard drive for mass storage will give him plenty of storage and aid immensely in his video editing workflow. Next, let's talk about the graphics card. This is the only part in the system he went used, just because used GPUs are offering incredible value for the money right now. What he went with is this Asus Strix 8GB RX 580. This was a really good deal at around $125 and will work well for video editing and even some gaming if he decides that's something he'd like to do in the future. The 8GB frame buffer is ideal for video editing, and the Strix card is one of, if not the best RX 580 ever produced. It also doesn't hurt that his graphics card matches his motherboard. If you didn't know, right now on eBay there are tons of RX 480s, 580s, 470s, and 570s at incredible prices, and all of which offer an insane amount of value for the money. Powering the entire system is a 650 watt 80 plus gold power supply from Bitphoenix. This is a non-modular unit, but because of the case, this wasn't an issue. 650 watts is more than enough for this system, even if it was overclocked. 80 plus gold efficiency is nice to see, and overall this works great for the system and has fully black cables, which allows the system to maintain a clean look. Finally, he needed a case to house all of his components, and he decided to go with the tried and trusted Fractal Design Meshify C. This is a really awesome case, with a huge mesh front panel and 3 included fans. The overall aesthetic is very minimalistic, with an all black design and tinted tempered glass. Cable management in this case is better than the vast majority on the market, and really I think spending a little more on a case like this is many times a good idea, just because of how easy it is to work in and overall how high of quality it is. Building the PC went very smoothly, even though this was the first computer he's ever built, and in the end it turned out very nicely. With no lighting on, it looks very minimalistic, but if he wants to, he can always turn on the lighting on the GPU and motherboard and sync them up because they are both Asus products. Before I give you my final thoughts and wrap this video up, I want to first talk about today's sponsor, NordVPN. A VPN, or virtual private network, is pretty much exactly as it sounds. It keeps your connection private, encrypted, and anonymous. The best way I've heard it described is as a hack-proof encrypted tunnel for your data to flow. I find a VPN super important on public Wi-Fi, as that's one of the biggest places people have their data stolen with malicious intent. Another big use is being able to watch content that's being blocked in your region. By using NordVPN, it allows you to appear as if you're browsing from any of the thousands of servers of your choice spread across 62 different countries. They're offering 75% off of their service, making it only $3 a month plus an additional month free. You can get this deal by heading over to nordvpn.com/techbymatt or using the promo code techbymatt. Thanks again to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. In the end, for around $1,000, this is a good quality system that should last him a very long time and allow him to enter into the world of video editing with ease. We didn't have time to run any benchmarks before I had to leave town, but take my word for it, this is a video editing beast and is actually more powerful than my personal video editing system. Overall, the build turned out great and I was super happy to help. So yeah guys, I think this wraps this video up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up as well as consider subscribing. And this is Matt from Tech by Matt, signing out.